Hello, one and all, and welcome to another Zendikar Rising Draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below with any questions or feedback. You can catch me streaming live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. And you can also join the free NicolaiBolas community Discord server to talk about all things magic in the description and pinned comment down below. Man, that was a mouthful. Okie doke. Well, Skyclave Relic is a rare. I've decided to read the rares this time around. Anyone who saw my last draft video will know Pack 1 Pick 3. I didn't even read the rare. But yes, Skyclave Relic, you can make 2 more relics, so it looks like it can fix for any color, which is kind of interesting. There is a Wind Rider Wizard, which I do like. I don't know how good this is, because ramping from like 3 to 6 for any color isn't that good. Wind Rider is pretty good. I kind of want to try the Vine Gecko, because that seems really good to me. You get to cast your kick spells for less, and you get a counter. Malachor Rebirth is also pretty good, but it's a little bit lower impact, and I think this card can be really sweet. Hiccup. Really sweet. Bubble Snare is great. I think Wind Rider Wizard is an interesting one. I think it's only as good in like a Blue-Red Wizards deck, though. And then the Drago Visionary is solid. I'm going to try the Vine Gecko, though. I want more experience with this card. I haven't gotten to play with or against it yet. Following up young Vine Gecko, we have an interesting choice here, because the only green card in the pack is Rabid Bite. The Rabid Bito, which could go well with a Vine Gecko. There is one... I don't think this is a playable card, really. I mean, it's okay. I don't really think I'm ever going to play it, though. Merfolk Wind Robber is not a great card, because it's only good on turn 1, really. I mean, and I guess it's also good if you top deck it and you can, like, sack it to draw a card. But that's, like, not good. That's just, like, cantripping, which isn't great. Spikefield Hazard can do good work. I like this card. But I think I'm just going to stick to green here. I do think this is a good one, because dealing 1 damage can be pretty relevant, but in Limited, you don't really always kill relevant things. Like, you're not guaranteed to hit a Lotus Cobra like you are in Standard. Nahiri's Binding can be pretty good, but I think it's comparable to Rabid Bite, at least, and I would rather stick to stick to green here. Even if we move off of green, it's nice to start with the same color here. Oh. Well, if it isn't my good friend Bubble Snare... When I have a Vine Gecko, how convenient! We could also just take Dauntless Survivor or Zendikar. There is also a Crag Crown Pathway, which could help for a red-green deck, but I don't know if I'm red-green, so I don't know if I'm supposed to move into red-green here. There is a Grotag Night Runner. Rolling the R's is just so much fun. I love the artwork on this card. I like how the moon is like behind the clouds behind it, and you can see him being sneaky. The Grotag. I like it. I like the artwork a lot on that one. But I think Bubble Snare is great. It works well with Vine Gecko. Blue-green can struggle to get interaction. The Shell Shield will probably wheel to go with my Vine Gecko too. Dauntless Survivor could be interesting. I could use Vine Gecko in a counters deck, but I don't think this is a high priority, whereas this card's great. Zendikar's pretty sweet, but we're just going to take the Bubble Snare. Okie doke. And not to be fearful, we aren't committed to anything yet. We can just take a Murasa Rootgrazer here. We have been seeing a little bit of white signals, given that we saw Nahiri's Binding, and I haven't gotten to play this type of landfall deck yet, so the Rootgrazer could be a nice complement to my Rabid Bite and Vine Gecko as well. Malachor Blood Priest is also a pretty good black common. I think Canopy Baloth and Kazandu Stomper are both nice. Ooh, there's also Tazim Raptor. Thank you so much, Leo Dragon, for the subscription. I really appreciate that. There's not a good blue card. The best green card is probably Kazandu Stomper. But I'm kind of just speculate on the Rootgrazer, because this could be like one of the best cards in my deck if I do end up there. And it does work well with a Scythe Cat. I know it's pronounced Scythe Cat. Never fear, chat. There is also a Risen Riptide to go in this kicker deck. There's also a Might of Murasa. For red-green, there's a couple of things. Spitfire Lagak can be okay. I know I'm playing green. I'm less certain on blue. I think Scythe Cat is okay with is good with the Rootgrazer, but I don't love that it starts off as a 3-mana 2/1. Mitch B, thank you.
Smile, hey Nikolai. Thanks.
We're gonna take the Risen Riptide.
Always appreciate your optimism and the positive vibes.
Thank you, Mitch. Whoa, Isaac Newton, that's fantastic. Whoa, another bubble snare. Things are coming together, chat. There's also a couple great black cards. Like, this is a good black card for the life gain deck. We don't really have life gain. And our kicker deck is coming together. Your friend finished his master's degree? That's awesome. Incredible stuff, Isaac. So a lot of black cards here. There's also a Kazandu Stomper coming around pretty late, which is nice. A good signal point for us. But especially Bubble Snare is really good because we are in a kicker deck here. Ooh. So many options to consider. There is a Territorial Scythe Cat to go with not really anything we have. There is a Stonework Pack Beast that doesn't really go with anything we have. There's Jawari Disruption, which goes with nothing we really have. But then there's also the Skyclave Sentinel, which I've been higher and higher on. I think this card is just good. It works well with my kicker stuff. I can cast it for cheaper, and if I get a Riptide, it works with that, and it's a flying blocker. I'm a little bit higher on it than Jawari Disruption, which is interesting. I'm a little bit lower on this card than I was, but I still think it's good. But I'm liking the Skyclave Sentinel. It's got some nice little synergies here. Ooh! I know I've made that sound like every time I see a card, but this is perfect for me. Reclaim the Wastes can fix my mana. I could splash something. Probably not this thing, but I could splash something. Kazandu Nectar Pot wouldn't be the worst either. It can gain me some life while I get on my quest to kick some spells, but it helps me fix my mana. Does some cool stuff. Hello, Egeland. Isn't Destruction? I don't know what Destruction is. It's not useless in the late game. I've gotten some pretty hilarious value off of it. Ooh! Oh, gosh! We wield a Jiraga Visionary! Let's go! I don't know if this card is better than Nectar Pot in our deck, but I haven't gotten to play with this, and I want some experience. Ben Stark was saying it's bad. I've had some decent experiences with it, but I don't think it's insane or anything. Nectar Pot would be interesting, because it does gain you some life, but I'm just going to take the Visionary. I want some more experience with the card. Some more reps, as it were. Holy cats, Batman. Okay, so here there's a Blight Priest, there is a Blood Price, there is a Ardent Electromancer, and there's a Spare Supplies. We're going to take Spare Supplies because we're not playing red. We have chosen our colors, I'd say. I guess we could technically be green-white. Yeah, maybe we'll take the Spare Supplies. We'll just see how it works out. Whoa! Both of the green cards wheeled. It looks like we're in the open colors, chat. We've done it. Dauntless Survivor can do some good work. Can turn on my Skyclave Sentinel. It can... Yeah, that's pretty much it. But it can turn on my Skyclave Sentinel. And it's a 2-drop. So, I like it. Tazeem! I think at this point I like Tazeem Raptor more than Farsight Adept. I haven't really played Farsight Adept more. But Tazeem is pretty sweet. Lagak. Lagak. Last pick, Blood Beckoning. No big deal. I'm so good at this game. It takes a lot of skill to open on-color rares in your theme. And yes, I did just come up with those lyrics on the spot. The rest of this pack is garbage for me, too. It's not even, like, remotely playable, the rest of this pack. There's not a single good green card. Like, this guy's the only playable green card, and it's bad. And the only playable blue card is this guy. It's the only blue card. It's just... Oh, man. Oh my gosh. Well, we did it, chat. This is a perfect open. Verazal works well with our Bubble Snares, our Reclaim the Wastes, our any kicker spell. Getting 2 Skyclave Sentinels is pretty nice, so good job, chat. I credit myself, along with all of Twitch chat, for this stunning, surprising Verazal open. Well, we're blue-green. What is Tajuru Paragon? I know it's pretty good. Top 6. It's a kicker spell, so I like that. And I can get a card. So I can get a Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, or Wizard. So I have a Wizard there. I have a Warrior there. So I don't have a ton of synergies with it. I think it's better than Tazeem Royal Mage, because I think the initial creature being better is a big deal. Like, I think the fact that this costs 5 to kick and this costs 6 to kick, and this is a 3-2 versus a 2-1 is pretty nice, because I'm going to be casting this on turn 2 a lot of the time, and I'm going to be hitting pretty decently, so I'm going to take the Tajuru. I also want to get more experience with it, and I could still get, like, some random party card. I don't know. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to experiment, chat, with the rare. Whoa! Wowza! Iridescent Hornbeetle's a sweet one. We're going to start by hovering this wizard. It works well with our Tajuru Paragon. But Horn Beetle, how many counters do I have? It's an absurd combo with Verazol. It works well with Skyclave. It works well with Vine Gecko. It works well with Dauntless Survivor. It works well with... There's a lot of synergies, chat. A lot of synergy to consider. Much synergy must be considered. I have yet to play this card. I feel like if we're playing Verazol, we're probably already winning. 5 mana 3/4 is not the end of the world. This card's pretty sick, though. Making them block something is nice. And it has Kicker, so I think that's going to push it over the top. But I do want to try the Iridescent Horn Beetle at some point. Just maybe not in this exact deck. Okie doke. Spell Shield can be nice, but I think I'm just going to take another Skyclave Sentinel. No, it does not. Strength of Solidarity is garbage, especially in my deck. I have, as I was saying with the Tajuru, I don't have a lot of party members. Into the Royals Wear. I like this guy, though. Canopy Baloth can also hit like a truck. But I like getting these early drops that can be good late. Where is Roost of Drakes? Well, I'm not expecting to get Roost of Drakes every time I draft blue-green. I'm not an unreasonable man. Verazol may be, but Roost of Drakes? No. But I'm just going to get a Kicker spell because it has synergies with any payoffs I get. Rifts and Riptides. I think Baloth is good, but it's not as good in the early game defensive role. Well, someone said, where are the Into the Royals? And I found one. After long exploration, we found one. We don't have a ton of MDFCs in this draft, which is going to be an interesting experience, because I have usually had multiples of those. Bubble Snare is good, but we already have 2, and I think Into the Royal is better. It's just good interaction, draws me a card, filter through my deck, instant speed, shenanigans, yada yada yada, feels good. There's also Deadly Alliance. We could look to splash, because we do see Reclaim the Wastes. Wowza. So how many instants and sorceries do I have? I have 3 right now. There's another Bubble Snare. There's also another Visionary and another Tazim Royal and a Tazim Royal Mage. I think I'm going to take the Tazim Royal Mage. I'm going to probably be able to find a use for it. Getting good 2-drops is nice. And also, it's another party member to make my Tajuru Paragon work well. I do already have 2 Bubble Snares, so they do get a little bit worse in multiples. And I'm going to just take this guy. I think it's going to be good. And now we get another Jiraga Visionary. My good friend, Mr. Squid. There's a Dauntless Survivor. I do like the Survivor plus Skyclave Sentinel combo. Also, Survivor works decently with Verazol as a little combo. Don't think we're going to need spare supplies, but we'll have to see. I think I'm going to take the Dauntless Survivor because it works a little bit with some of my cards, and it also is a card I can find off Tajuru Paragon, or if I get some +1/+1 counter synergies, like maybe that Bug Wheels in some crazy world. I'll just take the Elf Rogue. I don't need the Kite Sail. I like this guy a decent amount. He's pretty solid. Gains you some nice life. Now that I picked up a Turn-Timber aesthetic, I kind of wish that I had the Squid, because a 3/2 is definitely better than a 2/2. But being able to put a counter on a Skyclave is nice. I don't like Scale the Heights. I don't like Negate either, though. But Scale the Heights, the fact that you get blown out if they kill the creature you target is really bad. I'm not going to main deck Negate. Okay, chat. Start predicting what we open in pack 3. I would love some MDFCs, but, you know, I'm going to have to experiment without having them. Oh, yeah, Roost. Roost would be fantastic. Chat knows it. I know it. We all know it. Also, Skyclave Sentinel costing less because of Vine Gecko's nice. Jace. Good predictions, chat. I like it. Whoa, we got a Palaka predation. Palaka laka bum bum. Palaka laka bum bum. Palaka laka. That's not even a thing. I just made that up on the spot. We could splash black. Whoa, last pick Cascades here. We actually have some wizards too. Well, somebody called it. Somebody said Jace. I believe it was Inept Mage. We have a winner, chat. We have someone who has predicted the Jace. They could have predicted a rare, but they knew it was Jace. They went with the mythic. You can call you Adept Mage. I'll call you Prophetic Mage. Jeez Louise. What skill, what poise, what precision. Can you imagine if we use Verazol and copy Jace when we've kicked it already? It's so good. We have Jaced. We have peaked, chat. I wouldn't mind Solan Division. We actually have a couple instants and sorceries. No, not really. Never mind. I wouldn't really be happy playing that. I would probably play it, but I wouldn't love it. Cunning Geyser Mage is the next best card, probably. But we did it, chat. We have got a Jace. And this is probably like the next best card for us, honestly. I was jonesing for an MDFC, and we have delivered. Chat is calling the shots today. I agree. So I wouldn't mind the rogue, because we actually have a lot of different types. Cleric, wizard. We're probably not going to play the Cascades here, honestly. I guess we don't have as many types as I thought we did. But Umara wizard is nice. What WotC employee is in chat? I don't think there's a WotC employee in chat. This card's just great. After that, I might take a Kazandu Stomper, but I don't have any MDFCs to pick up, so that Kazandu Stomper's not as good for me. Okay. Spring Mantle. Ooh, there's also a Black Bloom Rogue. So I could play like Palaka Predation, Black Bloom Rogue, and a Swamp, and get it off my Reclaim the Wastes. I don't think I need to. I'm just going to take Field Research to get that extra card draw that I'll need to go through my deck. I don't love the Mantle Cleric. Stonework Pack Beast is pretty solid. I'm not really a combat trick deck. I'm more of a control deck. I like Black Bloom Rogue, but I think I'm just going to stick to blue-green here, even though I do have Reclaim the Waste that could help me splash. When will my moment in the sun begin? Okay. I'm just going to take the 5-mana 4/4 that describes me every time I cast one of my spells. MDFC is modal double-faced card. So Umara Wizard is a creature on the front and a land on the back. Bubble Snare is also great, obviously, but I'm just going to take the Falconer. It's a great little win condition. Wow. We whiffed, chat. Fail. We're going to take the Skyclave Plunder, I think. I like just having more card draw here. Canopy Baloth is also potentially sweet. We have a couple of nice 4-drops here, and I like some card draw. I do already have a little bit of card draw, but I think Skyclave is actually decent in my deck. I have a couple warriors, a lot of wizards, one cleric, so I'm going to be able to get a look at a couple extra cards even when I use this. I don't love this guy. Balos is okay, but yeah, we'll try this. Ooh, Squid. Squidward. Ooh, Royal Eruption. Ooh, Marasa Brute. Well, let's look at our curve, of course. In the 2-drop slot, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. So I don't think we're going to need the Squid. We have a lot of 2-drops. 3-drops, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Let's just take the Squid. A 3-2 versus a 3-3. Yeah. Oh, nice. Another Bubble Snare. There's also a Cutting Geyser Mage, which I like, but we're just going to keep taking Bubble Snares. We already have 16 creatures, so... yeah, this is pretty good. Also, Relic Amulet. Instant Sorceries and Wizards. We have 6. Okay, that's 10, 11. Huh, maybe that's good. I'm just going to take Bubble Snare, though. I think it's more consistent. Immediate Regret as we see another Wizard, but, you know, can't always get there. Hey, a Wizard payoff. I like it. I like it. Wowza. Umara Mystic looking pretty good, even though we're blue-green. Oh, thank you so much for the raid, though, Shinken. I appreciate that. I think I put a threshold on the raid to like 5 or something, so it was just off because I was getting spammed by someone. So the spammer ruined it for everybody. We'll take the Might of Marasa. I could have had a sick wizard. I could have taken the wizard card over that guy because I ended up with 8 wizards and 3, so it would have been pretty good. Ooh, Seafloor Stalker is actually great in my deck because I have a lot of types. I appreciate that, Shinken. I appreciate you raiding. It does not go unnoticed. Wow, this deck ended up pretty sweet. Man, Bubble Snare versus that Wizard Relic was a close pick. I'm not sure what was correct there, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was a close one because we kind of... at the time we had like 6 wizards or something. It would have turned on for a lot of our deck. 13. We would have had 13. So maybe I was supposed to take it. Okay, so this is 45 cards. We'll immediately cut one island and 1 forest because this is like a land and this is like a land. What's our colors distribution looking like? A lot more blue than green. Makes sense. Actually, no, we need extra force. We need 8 force if we're going to run our reclaim. So we'd run it like this, probably. 8, 7, 1, 1. So that's a good mana base. And then we need to make 3 cuts. So we can cut... Squid doesn't really have synergy with our deck. I do like that this guy lets our Skyclaves attack while being a chump blocker on the ground, and it's a warrior to help our slight synergies there. So I ended up cutting the Squid. Two cuts to go. I'm just trying to maximize consistency here. So I've got keeping. These guys are debatable. Keeping. I like all my 3s. I like my 4s. Skyclave is debatable because it's expensive. So I'll cut 1 Dauntless Survivor and my Skyclave. Because I do have this thing to draw cards and a Jace to draw cards, so we'll be fine. We don't use our mana perfectly in this deck. We only have 1 MDFC. It may be weird to see that I have 7 blues, but this king is mostly going to go get an island, so it's not that big of a deal. And I do want 8 greens to cast this on turn 1 a lot of the time. But yeah, this deck looks pretty sweet. I think it's going to be really fun to play, and I'll see you folks in the matches. Well, it's that time again. Before we get to the matches, it's time to shout out the Patreon. Patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. The place to go if you want to give back to the channel, help me continue producing videos. I really do appreciate everyone that does give back to the channel in this way. If you think my videos have helped you maybe win another booster pack, got some extra gems on Arena, and you would like to say thank you in a monetary way, Patreon is the best way to do that. And special thanks to those who support me at the credits level: Eric S., Stephen W., Arpeggio, Bruhemoth, and Green Rogue. If you would like more information, you can find that at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. But without further ado, I hope you enjoy the matches. I'm gonna keep this hand. Angor, what? Hello. We're gonna wait so we can kick this, because we actually do use our lands pretty well. I think we'll play our Stalker first, obviously. For obvious reasons. Well, that's a problem. I'm not afraid to say it. Canyon Jerboa is a problem for our blue-green deck that has one way to kill it. Yikesers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. It's not really a great thing to bubble snare, not gonna lie. Oh, I'm blocking, buddy. Do you think I'm a madman? I'm blocking. Hit me with your combat trick. Apparently this is the first mouse creature in Magic. Oh, that's not a token. No, that's what I was saying. I have 1 Rabbit Bite that can kill a Jerboa. Wow. I accept. Get me my forests. Do-do-do-do. I'm just gonna bubble snare whatever they play this turn. Pretty much across the board. Oh my gosh, they didn't cast anything. Kicker is 2, so I'm gonna kick it. What flyer has flash?
Control without empathy. It's just cruelty.
Oh, the 3/3 flyer.
Love making plans.
So do I bank on them not having a land?
Many people as possible.
I kind of like banking on them not having a land. So I'm going to plus this Jace.
At least I look like I know what I'm doing.
That's good. I do lose both Jaces to a elemental though. They don't have it. Okay, so they did have the land to punish this Jace. Wow, I thought it cost 3 to kick, not gonna lie, chat. This is the first game, Biffster. We're doing well against our white-blue do-nothing opponent.
Feathers.
Okay.
Hopefully I helped.
Goodbye, Canyon Jerboa. I'm fine trading this off. Yay! Scary sentinel doo 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 doo, gargoyle flyer doo 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 doo. I like ascetic. I think my deck needs more card draw. I'm gonna add the card draw spell. Come at me, Jerboa! My gargoyle fears not the mouse of the plains. I fear you not. I'll block, buddy. Good job. The horror. There's just nothing that a 3/2 can do against a 4/5 really here. Wow. You know, when I think of the word effective, I think of what just happened. Well, you could say they bluffed me, or you could say they failed to bluff me. Either one would probably be correct. I'm gonna wait on the Paragon to get the value, because I already have lethal next turn, so I don't need to stress it. Okay, I no longer have lethal this turn. I'm one off. Absolute genius, NicolaiBolas. Absolute legend here. I'm just gonna chill with my 3 creatures. I don't want to lose to an Ondu inversion, even though that would give me back my Jace. Got him! Victory! Da -da 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 -da. See you folks in the next round. Welcome to round 2. I decided not to bring in that card draw spell. I already have a lot of card draw. Well, this is going to be a good hand. Gecko into Riptide into kicked Jace. Question mark, question mark. Using my Dominaria and M20 lands. That's hilarious. I get triggered. You've been in quarantine for 9 days. I've only eaten wraps. Oh, that's beautiful to hear. It's really funny. Okay. We're going to do that guy, because it's the highest upside play. Next turn I can just cast this, but if I draw an island and get to kick a Jace on turn 4 with 2 creatures to defend it, I'm going to win the game. Okay, I'm unlucky. You know what they say. Never lucky. Are they going to counter this? Nope. Okay, well, punished anyway. Feels bad, man. Feels like a bad man. Not hype at all. Wow, this card is hot garbage in my opinion, but who am I to know? It's like Octoprofit, but not even as good. Give me an island! I really wanted an island. But no, it was not meant to be. No islands for me. I feel like the singing probably annoys half of the crowd, and the other half of the crowd finds it like as entertaining as I do. But you know, oh yeah, perfect. We're gonna get to loot. We're probably gonna get rid of this warrior. Oh yeah, goodbye, sweet dauntless survivor. We hardly knew ye. Okay, Bubble Snare is gonna do overtime here. We even get to kick this for 1 less mana, so we get to pay 3 mana to do it, and then we can still Bubble Snare this. Chat likes the singing, that's what I like to hear. Okay, yep. Yep. That's a sweet combo. Does it have reach? It does not. Crack in for 5. I'm okay if I trade this for 2 of their cards. And I'm okay trading this for this. So. +1 for singing. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so Taunting Arbor Mage can make this thing have to be blocked. We'll do that in a couple turns, maybe. Let's just do it now. Ouch. Hurtful. Wow, they milled 2 lands. Get wrecked, opponent. No! Kubira! You monster! Monster! You creature of evil! Oh, that is wrong. Oh no. Oh no. The clerics. That is not good for me. Oh no. Oh gosh, all of the clerics. Yikes. Well, this is an easy block. Easiest block ever. I take a damage though. Yikes. Okay, luckily I have some life gain.
Must consider the consequences. I've only scratched the surface of Zendikar's mysteries.
I'm gonna plus this one.
I love learning.
Sure. You like to draw lands with the other one. Do I have an instant or sorcery in my graveyard? Oh yeah, I do have a field research, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna play this. Keep my Jaces safe. Do I want to loot anything away? Not really. They're all pretty good. I guess I could get rid of a Geyser Mage, but I don't really care. Decline. This card's kind of scary. Kind of worrisome. Luckily I have some life points to work with. Oh yeah, we're in great shape here. Okay, yeah, we're chilling.
Solving mysteries is my specialty.
I don't really care about bouncing anything. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna start hitting him soon. But I got my big Jaces. Oh no. Well, that's bad for me. Well, I regret everything. Wait, they sacked the crab? What? I am so confused! What? They didn't even draw... Did they draw a card off of it? What the heck? What? They were gonna... Did they misclick? What happened? I wasn't paying attention for a brief second. All of a sudden, they killed their own crab. Oh my gosh. I don't understand what happened there. I feel like I was going to lose to Mill because they were at 27. What the heck happened? They don't even draw a card when the crab dies. Oh, no, they do. Huh. They did draw a card. Oh, that's why... Oh, I used to think this card only drew you a card if a cleric died. Oh, that's because that's what the rare does. The 3-mana 2/2 rare. But this just draws you a card. Dang. We got the win. Good job, team. Welcome to another round. We are going to keep this on the draw because greed is good, as they say. In the ancient Egyptian. Okay. There's a saying in my country. Those who play Seagate Banneret lose by the Seagate Banneret. There's also the saying, hopefully Windrider Wizard into Taunting Arbor Mage is good. Let's go. Windrider Wizard is sick in my deck. Oh, yes. They didn't even choose custom lands. Shame on you, opponent. Why won't you be my Windrider? Nine-hole draft stream? Oh my gosh. Quick games with the kicker deck. I didn't know it was going to be a kicker deck when I drafted it. All I'm going to say. Goodbye, Dauntless Survivor. Yay, another land. Okay. Hit you for 2. Oh, yeah. Prowling Felidar, I can tap it or bounce it. I'm probably going to bounce it and then tap it later. Ouch! Yikes. Okay. Not gonna lie, that was not that bad for me. Goodbye, field research. We hardly knew ye. Actually, this is awkward. Taunting Arbor Mage is actually pretty bad. I'm gonna hold back. I'll block that and block that. And then get wrecked by their, like, Adaptive Tactics card or whatever they have. No, you monster. He's a vile one. Mr. Grinch. That attack might look aggressive, but the thing is they can't kill me this turn, I don't think. They can come kind of close. But I can trade with this. Keep this thing tapped forever. Oh, right, they have this guy. 5-10. Okay. They can pump their whole team, so this is 5-10, 14. It's closer than I would like. I forgot these had vigilance, because I thought I was going to be able to go like double bubble snare. Wow, they didn't pump. Okay, we're in chill. We're in great shape then. Okey-doke. Holy Jesus. I don't think we need Jace this game. Honestly, he's going to be too slow. We're just in survival mode now. Might seem weird to get rid of Jace there, but I think it's correct. Okay, that's okay. And then I get to kick into the Royal, bounce this thing and this thing. Ah! They actually have a good attack here. If they attack with everything. This thing and this thing, I mean. It's actually not that good. Because I can just let Verazal trade. Okie doke. I'm just going to kick into the Royal after they make some big attack. Ah! I can. So they have a warrior. This is already a warrior. Then a cleric. Sure. So it's a 3/3. Certainly copying. Okey-doke. Well, those are both fantastic. They concede! They concede under the power! Oh my gosh, I don't think they were going to win that game. But that was... Opponent, that seems a little bit premature, because they don't know what I'm drawing. And they have a bunch of flyers, so like a removal spell for this guy, and they can crack in or something. But I was going to have some pretty decent stuff going on. Next turn I was going to be able to Rabid Bite this thing, Bubble Snare this thing, copy the Bubble Snare to tap down this thing, and hit them for a lot of damage. Maybe I could have killed them. I don't know. Rabid Bite, doubling Bubble Snare. Oh, yeah, I could have killed all their creatures. This would have been a 1-1. This is 6. I actually had exactly lethal. Huh. Opponent somehow knew that. Prophetic. That was crazy. Verazol's so good. Welcome to another round, and we're keeping, because we have guts. No guts, no glory. Our Reclaim the Wastes is basically a land here. Let's go. I'm not going to cast this on turn 1. And because if I draw 2 lands, then I can cast it for more value. And getting up to a lot of lands is really good in this deck. You might think, oh, but you needed to hit your 3rd land. But I didn't have a turn 2 play. Oh, yes! He gets rewarded! The man, the myth, the legend! And now, look, I get to have twice as many lands from it. So I get that extra value, so I can cast my other kicker spells. Look at that, chat. Look how beautifully that worked out. It was flawless. Absolutely flawless, I say. Absolutely flawless. Okay. Well, Verazol's going to be good. Okay, yeah, if they had blocked that, I was just going to pump it and be like, okay then. Well, the thing was, I feel like 95% of people are just casting that on turn 1 Sinsker. You don't need to be negative about it. Ah! That was painful. That was an ouch. Hurt me deeply. Okie doke. Subpar. Good joke. I like it. Okie doke. I'm just gonna do this while I have the chance. Oh, you're saying I can take 2 counters off of my 6/6 to make an extra 4/5 flyer? Wow. That's pretty good. I don't need that. Actually, I do want this guy because he can give me an extra counter on Verazol, so I can copy an extra thing. And I can even get that guy off of, for free off my Tajuru Paragon. I'm sure it was since... Oh my gosh, opponent has conceded! Who said blue-green kicker can't win games quickly? Who said it, chat? Who said it? Oh, we're winning games very quickly because our deck is absurd. Because we opened Verazol and Jace and drafted like a genius and played well. Oh my gosh, see how good that extra land was? It let us cast our 4/5 flyer. Look at that. Welcome to another round. We're going to keep it. No guts, no glory. We could lose this. You never know. We'd have to hit a land on turn 3, which is decently likely. It's not guaranteed by any means, but, you know, you do what you gotta do. This is a fine hand. Got a lot of 3s. If we hit our Windrider Wizard, it'll help us hit all our other lands. Oops, can't cast that one. We did it. Yay. Swarm Shambler. Gosh. So we're gonna have to punch this fledgling, I think. And Swarm Shambler is gonna give them a 1/1. I'm not insane. I'm not going to block a Swarm Shambler when they could have a +2/+2 combat trick and I have to kill Fledgling desperately. Okay, perfect. And when I say perfect, I mean perfect in the sense of I feel like I'm screwed. Okay, perfect. Take action. Take action. What are we gonna get rid of? Ooh, bubble snare's great. We're gonna get rid of. I think we're gonna want the survivor, maybe. Maybe we can get rid of him. I'm gonna get rid of you guys, your mage. I'm sorry. We'll get rid of Sentinel. Sure, we'll keep our geyser mage. So do I bubble snare this thing now? Then I can offer to block that. Yeah. I want to get rid of this thing too. And I can block this pretty easily. Ah! Aye! Well, that's not ideal. Well, at least we can bounce that token. I can just bounce a token though. Huh. We do have this bounce spell for the mage. I suspect they have a +2/+2 trick, so this saves us the most damage. Oh, they don't have a +2/+2 trick. Well, this is going to work out. Because a 3/3 can't attack into our 4/4. At least not effectually. Ooh, the Skyclave Cleric. They have a 5-drop in hand that they want to play. No! That was mean of you, opponent. You're a meanie. This equipment is some card. Let's scry, eh? Okay. I like this. We could have attacked, baited them into attacking with their cleric, but we don't want to take damage here. We have to get their combat trick out of their hand. Sure. So this gives the creature +2/+2 and flying. So we can't block this thing anyway. Hey, Chuck. No. We got in for a little bit of damage. And now it's up to our top decks. Oh, I was hoping for Into the Royal. Let's go. Oh, hello, Jace. That's not ideal. 7, so we have enough to make 2 Jaces. Oh, it's only can make 1 Jace no matter what. Okay.
Stay one step ahead of death. I can't resist a good knowledge is a skeleton key. Oh, this is genius.
It's not looking good for our hero here. Yikes. This card is really brutal. The fact that it gives flying is really bad. Because now this is a big problem. Maybe it was aggressive to Into the Royal, the token that I could block. Probably was. So I think we want to dig as deep as possible. So we're going to scry with this Jace.
Every problem has a solution.
What a draw. I like it.
One more secret unlocked.
So we have 9 mana. So I can kill them with this mage next turn. So next turn, if they I feel like I have this one, so I take 5. Then I can taunting up. Oh no. Okay. So they get a core. Okay, so they're dead.
Help me remake this world.
So I make it so one of my 3/2s has to be blocked by both their creatures. And then these other 2 are lethal. Yes! Woo! Good game, buddy. You tried your hardest. Turns out that I am actually the greatest. So you have to block this thing. Boom! Exact damage! Let's go! Woo! Baby! Got the win. That was satisfying. That extra 3 damage that I poked through on that one turn was the difference between winning and losing. Yes! Let's go. Welcome back to round 6. This part is just for you folks here on YouTube, because I did end the stream to go play golf. If any of you are curious, I played 9 holes, hit 50, which I was pretty proud of. It was a plus 16, but the last time I played that course, I got a 60, so 10-stroke improvement over the course of like 2 weeks. And I haven't even really been practicing between, so pretty proud of myself. Let's clutch this win now, shall we? Triple bubble snare is nice. We're definitely going to trade off if we can. We'll make the trade. Huh. Definitely okay with that. Riptide, we could even just like bubble snare something, attack him for 5. Bubble snare 5. Bubble snare 5. We do have to hit a land for that to work, though. Ooh, this is going to actually really help us, because drawing a land is really important for us here. Land me? Nope, not today. Yikes, that's a little unfortunate, but regardless, we're still chilling. These 3/2s are going to do good work trading off for their stuff. I still think the Farsighted Ep's good, because being a wizard is pretty nice for a party deck. Yeah, happens. We've run pretty well today overall, so... And I think our deck is probably going to be okay in the late game. Like, just look at all the value we have in our hand. And we have removal to help us stall. Shepherd of Heroes, eh? Okay. Little unfortunate. But again, we do have a nice resource advantage, and they're going to hit us for 3 in the air. We'll get to bubble snare their guy. I'm okay if they use a combat trick. They might have the +X to 2 creatures where that's the number of creatures in your party, but we're okay with that. It's a pretty free block for us. Still missed a land, but this is a nice little spell here. It's going to help us deploy one of these, maybe. I guess not, because we don't have the blue mana, but we'll be fine. We're fine letting them trade off here and draw their extra card. Oh, whoops. Messed that up. I forgot about their onboard trick. It's okay. We'll bounce back. I need another blue source. Getting hit by the onboard trick was bad. I'm not as focused as I was earlier today. Oh, goodness gracious me. That's a key draw, because we're gonna kick this thing. So basically, because this thing triggers, it only gains them life. It only wins them the game if it attacked. And so it's going to be really hard for them to do that. If, like, every time they deal damage to me, they gain life, sure. But also, like, I also can't take damage from them pretty much. They're going to have to build up a huge board and alpha strike me, which will give me all the time I need. So I'm feeling pretty good about my odds here. And they will deck first. Nice. I think we play our Falconer next. It's a nice big flyer. We could also just play Verazal as a 5/5. Sure. Oh, they're getting rid of the bubble snare. Wait, what? That seems odd to me. I'm just going to keep all their flyers tapped. Because now I can hit them with a 4/4 flyer. I don't know if that was correct, but it feels nice because then they won't draw this extra card. I can always bounce one back to my hand if I draw my blink of an eye. I mean my Royal Eruption. Oh no. Well, this deck was going to be hard to beat. Jesus. Mythic rare, rare payoff for party, rare payoff for party. Okay, their deck is insane. Okay. Well, block there, block there. Normally I'd say it's really hard for them to kill me here, but they might get the job done. So is this every time a creature that's in a party? What the hell? So we don't want to take that. This thing's already activated. That thing, and then we take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. But then we gain a bunch of life. So we gain it all back. And they draw a bunch of cards. So they drew a bunch of cards. So they're going to do the same thing, but they're going to be able to pump with this guy. That's a bit of a yikes. I might just be dead here. I think I'm just going to bounce the 2 angels, though. Resolves. So do they have a full party? They have a warrior, a wizard, cleric, wizard, cleric, rogue. Is that their only rogue? No, they have 2 of each, so I can't really get rid of both. Okay. Okay, so Rabid Bite is going to be key here. If I can live this turn. So they have 9 cards, so if I let them hit me with 9 creatures, I can win. So this guy's blocking there. This guy's blocking... I'm going to lose a lot here. That guy can't be blocked. This guy's blocking there. This guy's blocking... there. Okay, so how much damage am I taking here when they pump their creatures? So here I'm taking 3, 7, 10, 13, 16. So I should go to 1 here. Oh my gosh, they didn't kill me. I think they think it's a good game, but it's not. If I draw a land to get this turn timber aesthetic into play, I'm going to be in pretty okay shape, I think. Because then I can kill this thing. Because this guy represents a lot of damage. Booyah. I hope this works. Ouch. I blew it. Man, I could have played around Bane Veil probably. Now I just have to survive though, so I can just block their highest powered things. So I punted. If I'd killed the squad commander, I would have been able to win. So I just have to block their highest powered things. Highest power. Highest power. Highest power. Highest power. And pray. I think I was dead if they activated this guy. I think I was dead. Oh my gosh. Oh, I blew it so hard. Okay, so which creatures hit me? I went down to 3, and I got hit by this, and this or something. I definitely should have died there. That was the punt counter punt situation. I guess Angel of Destiny is not all upside. Oh gosh. If I had just killed their guy with my stupid rabbit bite, that wouldn't have even been close, I don't think. Wow, did they just forget this thing existed? Wow. Well, we got the win. That was hilarious. Not gonna lie. What the heck did they play that game? They played so much stuff. They played this thing. Wow, that was hilarious. Well, we got wrecked by Bane Veil, so we'll know to not do that next time. Just play this thing first and use that to rabbit bite. But epic match, and I'll see you folks in the next one. We're going for the 7-0! Let's go, chat. I didn't want to jinx it, but we've won some pretty nail-biting games. Keeping this one. Here I am just gonna... I'm gonna wait again. Because as in the last case, I do get pretty paid off for drawing lands. Okay, now I'm gonna fire it off. I don't have anything to do on this turn anyway. Get another island here. I got a pocket full of islands. I got a pocket full of oh yeah. Even if they don't play anything, I feel like I still don't want to just jam Jace here. Yeah. Just gonna play my Wind Rider. And then I'll probably field research into bubble snare. I don't mind bubble snaring. And I get to loot here. Let me get rid of the Skyclave Sentinel. These bubble snares have been excellent, not gonna lie. Flash in your rogue, buddy. I'm okay. I'm okay if you trade. I embrace the trade. You're just making my Jace better. Oh my gosh, if I have Verazal, I can get like 3 Jaces. I can play my Jace, and then when they attack it next turn, I can do some cool stuff. I'm just going to use my mana the most efficiently. Double bubble snaring could be pretty good. Ah! Aye! Okay, this is it's a party here. Well. We're just gonna wait until we have it all locked up for our Jace. We have 3, 4, 5 mana. It's so efficient. Let's go. I hope they don't have a counter spell. No! Sad day. Okay. You got it, buddy. Good draw. Jesus. A memory of the man I became. I might into the Royal my own Jiraga Visionary. Not as bad as it could have been. Not great, but not the worst. Their cards have lined up well with mine, I will say that. They could double block here. I'm fine trading it for a Wind Rider, though. Wow, we just killed it. Nice. Curses. The Jace getting countered was a way bigger deal than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it'd be fine. Oh, that's a good draw. I'm okay with this trade because this thing can't kill me in 2 turns, but this thing plus this thing can kill me in 2 turns if I wait. Maybe I was supposed to use the Jiraga Visionary to do it, but this way I play around Bayeen Veil again. Okay, so I think their last card's a land, and then they just drew a fresh card. I think my deck top decks pretty well. Are you kidding me, opponent? Oh. Well, that was good. I was complaining about opponent top decking and then... Oh, I'm 1 point off of just killing them. Bummer. I killed their Falconer, though. And black does... Does black have a kill spell for me? We'll find out in the next installment of Do They Have It? The NicolaiBolas story. Incredible top decks all around here, and at the end of the day, it looks like Nicolai top decked slightly better. Despite having more lands in play than the opponent, his cards seem like they do more. He's looking for another kicker spell off the top to seal the deal, and it looks like he has it. We're gonna just kick this spell to animate our Rising Riptide, hoping that even if they do have a card in hand, it won't be good enough to seal the deal and end the game. We have 3 creatures that are lethal, plus a 4th Taunting Arbor Mage that's there just for kicks and giggles, and we win the game! He's unbeatable! He's 7-0! The legend has done it! Against all odds, he top-decked for the win! His Taunting Arbor Mage came in clutch! NicolaiBolas has made the 7-0 run! He took a break to play golf, but that just refocused him on the game! Unbelievable play from Nicolai. Incredible pack opening. A true legend of the game. Witness the exquisite beauty of a beautiful, beautiful deck. Played to perfection, despite the fact that opponents probably could have beaten him if they played slightly better. Wow, that was an epic run. If you were watching this on YouTube and made it all the way to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag perfect run to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. Leave a comment with any questions or feedback. You can catch the Twitch stream live at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. You can join the free NicolaiBolas community Discord server in the link down below. You can also support me directly via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you want to read my articles on limited strategy, you can find those linked in the description and pinned comment as well. And that is going to do it for all of the little plugs I like to say at the end. I really thought this deck performed well. Jace was sweet, Verazal was sweet, all of my cards did a lot of cool stuff. Taunting Arbor Mage won me a couple of close games. Oh my gosh, what a run. Bubble Snare was really, really fantastic. Turn Timber Ascetic did good stuff. What a run, what a game, and what a sweet 7-0 victory. Always nice to get that, especially when you customize your basic lands. Feels good. That is going to do it for this one, though. I really do hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will talk to you in my next video.